how different is the new record-keeping requirement in the STRIVE Act for employers from the current law?
Well, currently, after the 1996 Immigration Reform and Control Act, it became illegal to hire someone that wasn't legally in the United States with an employment ability. And so the I-9 is simply changed because we're going to use a biometric system. That is, when an employee goes before an employer, you're going to fill out the form, but we're going to use computers, we're going to use a telephone, we're going to use electronic equipment in order to verify whether that employee is eligible. Department of Homeland Security, Mr. Chertoff has indicated to me and to others that within 1 year of passing any comprehensive immigration reform package here in the House, they will be ready at the Department of Homeland Security. Now, let me stress that not everybody will be under the system immediately. We will first go to critical infrastructure in our economy. That's to say those that supply our energy, nuclear plants, our banking community. Large infrastructure employees will be the first ones. It will take about 7 years to roll out the program. We have to make their benchmarks, make sure it's reliable information. But I would say to the chairwoman, it should take 1 day. The employee, if he doesn't get verified, gets to continue working at that job and still gets hired. But within a 30-day period, because they have the ability to appeal a decision in case a decision comes back unfavorably, they get the ability to appeal that decision, and within 30 days, everything will be wrapped up. But I do want to stress to the chairwoman, we leave a safe harbor for businesses. That is, if you use the system at DHS to verify the employability of your employee, you have a safe harbor and you're held harmless. So there are no penalties. We want to go after the employers that knowingly, willingly violate the law and hire undocumented workers by putting penalties against them. And I'll end with this. When I got a Social Security card, it was the same technology that my dad had when he got his Social Security card. My daughter's 19. The same technology that I got 40 years ago, it's the same technology. And her children, it's time that we have a biometric system with readable information through a magnetic strip on the back of the card so that we know. And once we get that system in place, I would suggest to the chairwoman, you come in with your biometric Social Security card, you can swipe it. It'll say, much like a credit card, approve or disapprove, and the federal government will be the one holding those records.
If the Department of Homeland Security or Social Security Administration cannot confirm the identity of an individual, what is the employer to do?
What the employer to do is, number one, he employs the person. The employment continues with that employee, and that process continues. That employee has 15 days to go to the Department of Homeland Security and to get from the Department of Homeland Security a correction. Systems make mistakes each and every day. Systems, especially large systems that are going to have tens of millions of people's information in it, they have 15 days. If at the end of those 15 days it isn't corrected, the employee cannot get the job.
Thank you.
And let me just say, at the end, for paper purposes, once DHS sends you a verification of employment, that's the only piece of paper you have to keep in the file. DHS, everything else you can discard. So a lot less paperwork.